And it's our first mirror match today. Terran versus Terran. GanZi against jjakji. This is going to be awesome. Whoever is going to win this game will advance to the round of 8. We have the bottom left. We have our red Terran player. We have Slayers. GanZi.
And the blue Terran at the opposite side of the map has not had quite the same success that GanZi has had in the GSL, but he's really been proving himself to be a strong player today despite not getting too many wins. He is NS Hoso's star, jjakji.
So this is going to be our first Terran versus Terran, and we have both players starting with the barracks, so there's no early gas for neither of them. GanZi has 2 wins in this group right now. jjakji only 1, but if he's able to take out GanZi in this match, then they will be tied in the group. And with that win over GanZi, jjakji will advance to the round of 8. So this is a really intense situation in that group, and whoever is going to win that map will therefore advance to the quarterfinals.
Yes, indeed. And I do have to say that I believe GanZi is the favorite in this matchup. He's had a lot more experience in high-level Terran versus Terran play. I mean, beating Marine King in the finals of Code A August, beating Tasia on the way there as well, beating MVP in the Super Tournament, beating Supernova recently as well. So GanZi's had a lot of really high-level experience in that matchup, whereas jjakji has only had some experience mostly in ICUP tournaments and a recent loss in Code A to Marine King in that same Code A that GanZi won. So point being, long story short, GanZi is the definite favorite here. jjakji is really going to have an uphill battle.
Both players are, in the meantime, trying to get that second base, trying to get another orbital command. And what's kind of interesting is that jjakji is not playing like you would normally do that. Usually what you do is you neglect your gas income, you go for the barracks, and then you start with your command center, following it with 2 additional barracks. But jjakji is having none of that. He's only building 1 barracks, getting 2 refineries right after that, and now getting his tech very, very early in the game, therefore playing a little bit greedy. He's having a look at what his opponent does and sees that already GanZi has those 3 barracks in production, and yeah, at the same time is just now getting his gas, so he will be ahead in tech, and we'll see if that greedy play of jjakji is paying off in his battle against Slayer's GanZi.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what he decides to do with this tech. He's getting a reactor, and there we go. I was thinking it might be Banshees. Getting a reactor on that barracks is a good sign of that. You want to get out those Marines so that you have defense against... with the reactor, you can get a lot of Marines out, so you can defend against early pushes. You can also defend if your opponent goes Banshees. You have a lot of Marines on the ground to do that as well. So we're going to see if this pays off. It's going to be up to whether or not GanZi prepares for this Banshees or not, and he is getting combat shields and a lot of Marines, which is very good against Banshees, especially if they do not have Cloak.
The other thing is that jjakji is right now just trying to prevent any scouting. He has one of these Marines already at Xel'Naga Watchtower in order to see a scout early on, and he has 2 additional ones at the right side of the map where the back entrance to the 3rd base is in order to deny scouting.
Well, he's actually oh, did he scan it? Oh, he saw the tech lab.
And immediately throwing down that engineering bay. That's quite unlucky for jjakji.
Oh, wow. That is too bad. That is too bad indeed. The first Banshee's on the way. jjakji, I think I saw someone upgrading Siege Tech a moment ago, and I'm not sure if jjakji had initially started that and switched over to the Banshees. I'm not sure what happened there, but I think he was a little bit indecisive there.
Yeah, but look at GanZi. You already mentioned the combat shield, but with the double engineering bay that he just built, he's right now researching +1 attack and armor for his Marines.
Oh, look at those Marines positioned. Oh, the Banshee's going to fly right over them. Is he going to pay enough attention, or is he going to lose the Banshee instantly? The Banshee is out.
Wow. No!
Oh, no! Oh, he's moving back. Oh, there's the Banshee. Oh, and it's going to die without firing a single shot. Oh, wow. Everything is going wrong for jjakji now.
Talking about predictions.
Wow.
jjakji must be so bummed out. He's like, well, when he scouted his opponent, he's like, hell yeah, I have those 2 gas, everything's going fine. GanZi is now just getting his gas. I'm so way ahead in tech right now, and then that Banshee flies right into all those Marines.
Yeah, wow, that is amazing. Guess he just wasn't paying attention to that Banshee and just died for it. So jjakji is now behind in a lot of things. He is even in supply. I mean, depends on how things go. He's starting to get siege tech here as well. So he's not out of it yet by losing that Banshee, but he really needed to do some damage, so he's a little bit behind in that sense.
He's getting stim right now, as is GanZi. And we have a starport for the Red Terran too. And he's getting that armory that is so important if you want to get those +2/+2 attack upgrades. That's exactly what GanZi is going to do. And he's not adding tanks to the mix just now.
Okay, yeah, it looks like jjakji is a Viking out. I think he built a Viking and started siege tech, and then he switched it. I think that's what happened earlier on. Might have to go back and check. But anyway, trying to get another expansion down as well. But yeah, GanZi is just in a really good spot right now. Got a lot of Marines out. He does have the combat shields, and 1-1 is now completed. So GanZi's Marines are going to be so much better off than jjakji's. Even when jjakji gets +1 weapons, he's still going to have the 1 armor upgrade advantage. So GanZi's looking to be in good shape.
GanZi finishing those upgrades that we've been talking about, immediately starting +2/+2, and GanZi moving out now just a little bit. He tries to take out the Marine first. Here we go. 1 poor Marine against the whole of the army. As we've mentioned before, Marines quite often mistake themselves for Chuck Norris, and it doesn't really work out all that well. And as you can see, well, Chuck Norris would just go into ninja mode and kill all of them one by one, but yeah, GanZi is not all that.
If it was a Chuck Norris movie, then they would all attack him one at a time, so you could just deal with them individually.
Just looks better.
Yeah, it looks better that way. Sorry.
Just picture Marines throwing down their guns and going melee at... yeah, well. Doesn't really matter. We have another look at the production tab, and as you can see, we have also the Blue Terran player starting with the armory in order to get those additional upgrades. Putting some pressure onto GanZi right now. He really wants to be the agitator in this match. Here we go. Those tanks are huge, but will it be enough? It doesn't look like it. Nope.
Oh, no, it's not quite enough. He charges through just too much damage there. Now, GanZi did take a ton of damage, though, to his own Marines because of those few tank volleys. So it did lose a large chunk of his army. Was not a winning blow for GanZi just yet, but he's going to have 2-2 very soon.
Yeah, the thing is that in this fight, jjakji did not only have the worst upgrades because his armor upgrade wasn't done yet, but he lacked the combat shield as well. And of course that is huge when you are facing Marines with an upgrade advantage and with combat shield as well as stim.
Now
so that was brutal.
Sorry about that. The advantage that jjakji did have, though, is he had siege mode, whereas GanZi does not have siege mode. And the drop medevac goes down. The SCVs run away. And no damage is going to be done by this drop. Well, he may get a depot. Not even going to get that depot.
Should have focused the depot.
Oh, he gets the depot.
GanZi a little bit sloppy.
Down.
Doesn't care to repair that. At the same time, we have another upgrade. There's a planetary fortress upgrade coming up for jjakji, while GanZi is now building another base. 134 supply for the Red Terran play against 121, and GanZi is moving out. Tries to be aggressive himself. Has quite a bunch of medivacs in the mix. Let's have a look if he's going to be able to take out the 3rd base of jjakji. That would be like the death blow to the Blue Terran player.
Yeah, GanZi just has a few more of everything right now. He's got a few more SCVs, a few more Marines, a couple extra tanks. He's got those medevacs
few more upgrades.
He's got more upgrades, so he's just doing better overall right now in every respect. A little bit of a drop in the back of jjakji's base as well. Is going to do some damage, and jjakji is going to bring his whole army back to... No, he's not. Never mind. Just a few Marines back there to deal with it.
Nice gun. Sees the Terran player's opponent sieged up already. +2 attack will be done for jjakji fairly soon. At the same time, GanZi is starting the +3 upgrade for his own army. here we go, trying to approach the red Terran. Is he moving in? Losing a medivac in the process. Here we go, moving into siege tanks. Oh, ho, ho. jjakji getting eliminated, but at the same time, GanZi is losing a lot of Marines, taking out 2 tanks though, and the 3rd one, 4th one as well. No. GanZi just in a commanding position. jjakji is 150 supply against 142.
Yeah, that was a huge blow. jjakji lost all of his tanks, every single one of them. And just because, I mean, for a second it looked like GanZi was going to engage in a slightly bad position, but his tanks were able to fire on jjakji's Marines, plus with the upgrade advantage, just took him out so quickly. Polishes off jjakji's tanks, and now GanZi has like an 8-tank lead, and this 3rd base is going to go down so quickly to these siege tanks. There's nothing jjakji can do to save it.
Boom! That doesn't look promising. I mean, look at that. All those siege tanks just going at it, taking out the SCVs, killing the planetary fortress. And there is no way jjakji is going to save that expansion. He tries a little run by, tries to kill the expansion of his opponent. At the same time, we have GanZi getting a 4th base at the top left, but I don't think that jjakji will be able to come back into this game. He needs to defend against that push somehow, and this is going to be so hard.
That group of tanks and Marines is the fist which GanZi will clutch his prize. The prize being a round of 8 of this tournament. His tanks are not the best position, though. A few Marines charging into their deaths for no reason. So GanZi needs to play this a little bit better. Victory is within his grasp. He just needs to play it right. But he's caught on siege, and jjakji kills a couple tanks and a group of Marines. GanZi's still 40 supply ahead, though.
It's a bad day to be a Marine in the blue jersey, to be honest. 175 supply against 137. Here we go. All those Marines running to the siege tanks. This is horrible. This is a massacre. Everything's dying. jjakji being able to deal at least some damage, but it's not enough. The Marines are being killed, and jjakji has to GG out. GanZi taking that win, and therefore the 2nd spot to advance to the round of 8. Donragu and GanZi, as suggested by all of you out there.
That's true.
On GOMTV.
Yep. Yesterday we had a little bit of an upset, I guess, and Supernova coming out first in the group. Nobody expected that, but today the most accomplished, well, I don't know, yeah, I would say most accomplished players and the strongest players, in the opinion of the fans, did in fact emerge victorious. Donragu with 3 wins and 0 losses. GanZi did take 1 loss, but was able to defeat jjakji in that final game in order to secure his victory. And yeah, just, you know, showed that he's just a higher level Terran versus Terran player than jjakji is. The experience really shining through for GanZi to finish that spot. So that is going to do it for Group C. The last game would be between Donragu and Lenok, and it doesn't matter the result of that game, so we're not going to go ahead and play that. And here's tomorrow's matches. That's going to be another interesting group.
Yep, that group will be brought to you by Wolf and Doa, and we have Bomber, Koka, we have Sage, we have Boom Boom and Oz, which is going to be a really interesting group as well. So if you want to see who's going to advance from Group D, make sure to tune into Wolf and Doa tomorrow.
It's not as star-studded of a group, but I think it's still going to be a very interesting group because players like Sage and Boom Boom and Koka, they haven't, you know, had a ton of success in the individual leagues, but they're still very strong and they have the potential to play at a very high level, as we've seen in some GSTL games. And of course, Oz, you know, coming out of the woodwork lately, doing very well in Code A last season. And Bomber, of course, is probably the favorite of that group. He is the star. So very, very nice group of players. It's going to be some awesome games tomorrow.
So make sure to tune in, and the both of us will be back next week. So if you want to follow us, make sure to add us on Twitter at Moletrap and at Caldor.
That's right. So I think that's going to pretty much do it for today. 6 of the 8 quarterfinalists of the Team Ace Invitational have been decided. You will not want to miss who the last 2 are tomorrow. And of course, yeah, we're going to be back for Code A next week as well. More Code S. Always a lot of GSL to watch. And make sure to tell your friends about this tournament as well, by the way. The VODs are going to be up very shortly after this broadcast. And so, it's just, there was some crazy games today and yesterday. If you want to show your friends, tell them it's only $5 to sign up you can go ahead and watch the VODs in high quality whenever you want. You can watch them on your mobile phone as well if you have an iPhone. So, if you're taking the bus to work, or, you're waiting between classes at school, you can pull out your iPhone and watch some awesome VODs on that. So I think that's going to do it. Caldor, do you have any final thoughts for us? I think those games pretty much spoke for themselves.
Definitely. I'm excited about the round of 8. I'm eager to see who's going to advance tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to the cast of Wolf and Doa. I will definitely tune in. This is going to be quite a blast. I love this tournament, and I want to see who's going to join those 6 players that already qualified for the round of 8.
All right, so that's going to do it for us. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the Arena of Legends Team Ace Invitational. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We will catch you next time. Until then, have a good one.